Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so as promised, I said I would make a video, and this is it. So I think it's going to be entitled something along the lines of my life the last 18 months. Okay, because the last 18 months or so have been very, very difficult. Now this is the first time, well, it's about the only time that I'm going to be talking about this, okay, because I don't want this channel to go the same way as the other one did, okay, but I think it's important that you have a little bit of background as to how I came to where I am at this moment. So to go back to 18 months ago, it was basically my dad. My dad passed away in May, the end of May. He was 96 years old. He had dementia. Okay, it was very, very difficult. My dad was someone who was very how can I put it? He was manipulative. I know I've said that wrong. He was manipulative. That's better. He manipulated people basically. Okay, you had to be a replica of him or what he thought you should be. Okay, you had to do what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted, or it was not good enough. You were not good enough. It was all you, and not me. This tended to get worse as the dementia progressed. I won't go into details of what happened, but just to say that it became very, very difficult for the people that were in his life at that time. And he passed away, as I say, at the end of May. Now I can remember, I'm 61 years old, I can remember the day after he died, sitting in this room thinking, who am I? I don't know who I am anymore, because my entire life was lived in a way that I wasn't living my life, I was living his life, because that's what you had to do to survive. Okay, that's what you had to do to keep the peace, and so that is what happened. Okay, it's like, what do I like anymore? I don't know. What do I want to do anymore? I don't know. As difficult as that might be to understand, that's the way that it was. So it's been very, very difficult, and then shortly after that I became quite ill. I didn't know what was the matter with me. I was getting pains. I had terrible back pain, stomach pain. I was being sick, you name it, the whole 5 yards. And this went on for a long, long time. Okay, one doctor would say it was this, and someone else would say it was that, and whatever. Anyway, cut long story short, I was so ill one night that I took myself to the A&E. So I sat there for like 9 hours. I don't know how I survived, and eventually got to see the doctor about 9 o'clock in the morning, and he did all the blood tests and whatever, and he said to me, have you got this, have you got that? And I'm saying no. And he said, are you diabetic? I went no. And he said, oh, I think perhaps you are. And anyway, sent the test results through to the doctor. Cut long story short, eventually they diagnosed the fact that I was diabetic. So they put me on a medication, metformin, which I'm sure an awful lot of other people are on, and it made me so ill that I could not get out of this house. Okay, and So the upshot is that they've taken me off the medication. She said you need to stop it. So I've stopped the medication, and they are trying to do it by dietary means, okay? Which is quite difficult in itself, because you know what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating, or you know. So we just have to go along with it and see what's what. But I had a reading by a spiritual medium who happens to be my cousin, okay? Because in the intro I told you we all come from a long line of Romanis. So there's a lot of people in the family that do this kind of thing, okay? So it's not new to me. I had a reading the other day, and it was made complete sense to me, okay? Bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so as I was saying, I've forgotten what I was saying actually, so we'll start off on a new tangent. Yeah, I had a yeah, I remember now. I remember where I was going. I had a very, very good session with my cousin, who is an excellent psychic medium, yesterday. And the upshot was that all of this came out that, you know, I'm still trying to live his life for me, okay? What he wanted from me, how I should be, how I should behave, how I should act, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, blah 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 blah. And you cannot live like that, and I understand that now, that, you know, I have got to live my life. And just because you may, you know, live with somebody, or, you know, you can still love somebody but live your own life, okay? And that, I suppose because I lived the way I did for so long, it became very confusing to me. It almost became the sense that, you know, if I don't do that, what they want me to do, or what they're telling me I should do or shouldn't do, then in some way I'm, you know, some way that love is not there. I'm sort of pulling back, and, you know, which is not true. You can still love somebody, but say to them, look, I love you dearly, but your life is not mine. What you believe, what you think, or what you want to do is not what I want to do. This is not right for me, and the two can coexist, okay? So that is what I'm going to do. That is what I'm doing at the moment. I've got plans that I want to put in place. There's plans where I want to live, how I want to live, and that is precisely what I'm going to do. And, you know, if those people around you don't like that, then that is too bad. That is too bad, because they have to understand that it is not their life, it is your life, and you need to live it. No one can live your life for you. Okay, so this is all what I took out of that reading. So it was very, very, very beneficial for me. And also, I was told, I've been told on 2 or 3 different occasions actually, that I have got natural healing abilities. So I am in the process of finding a church. I have found a church, but which I've been to once, but something a little bit that doesn't quite sit with me. There's nothing wrong with it, and I know people that have been there. I'm not going to name names here, and they love it, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I can't tell you anything that's wrong with it, but I have found another one, and I believe it's not far away. I believe it's along the new road. My cousin will know where it is. I believe she's been there, so I'm going to try that, and I'm going to get some healing there, and then talk about whether you know, they feel that I've got any ability to heal. Okay, when I say I've got any ability to heal, it's really it's not us that heals. Okay, this is what I've learned, that healing energy comes from the higher realm, okay, from God, from source, whatever you want to call it. The highest point you can get is where that energy comes from, and it comes through us and is then relayed to whoever it is that we may be working on. Okay, so it's never us. We are not physically doing it. We are the vessel that holds that high energy for it to come through us to heal other people. And the best way to heal yourself is to heal other people. Okay, this is what I believe. And so that is part of what I'm going to do. Okay. We've all got that ability. But I think, like anything, it's some have it maybe more than others. I don't know. I think personally it's a bit like playing a piano. You know, you can teach anyone to play the piano, but it doesn't mean we're all going to end up like Liberace, you know. But we will see. I will have a discussion. I will go and see some healing, maybe get some healing myself, and then see how the process is, and talk to someone and say, you know, do you feel that this is something that I am able to do? Do you think I should be doing this, etc.? Whatever. Let's just have a conversation, okay? So I will be doing that. But for anyone that doesn't know, my cousin has got a YouTube channel herself. I will post the link below this video because I know she's going to be doing some free readings, and there's free readings on there, and there's healing sessions. I know she's working on a healing video today, so there's a lot of good content that's going to be coming up on that channel, and I know she would appreciate it greatly if you can go over and subscribe to her channel. Okay, so I will put the link below the video. It doesn't cost anything. If you decide it's not for you, then that's fine, it's not for you. Okay, but please do check it out because it is well worth it. So I will do that for you. And so basically that is where we are. Okay, I've not been very well for about 18 months, a year, 18 months, and I really believe now it's because I'm trying to live. I'm not being authentic to me. Okay, I'm trying to live the life that I've been told that I should live, the way that I should be, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, blah blah blah. You know, we all do it. We try to pen ourselves into this little box. Well, I've never belonged in a bloody box. You know, that was half the trouble. You know, well, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this. Why? Because boys don't do that, and girls do this, and you know, well, you're too old to be doing that. That's a childish thing, and blah blah blah. It's endless. It's absolutely bloody endless. You know, and eventually it will break down the body. It will. I do believe that. I believe that if you are not living the way that you are supposed to live, and living your life and doing what you want to do within reason, obviously, it will break down the body. The body will reject it, okay, and say, look, this is not who you are. You need to get back on track. Okay, so so that is our little chat this morning. So I hope you've enjoyed, but this is the first time and the only time that I'm going to mention anything to do with, you know, like my health and what I'm going through, whatever, because this is not I don't want this to turn into some huge medical issue, you know, like happened on the other channel. And then I was getting people on saying, oh, well, I don't believe what your doctor's saying, you need to go to another doctor, and you need to go to a private doctor, and you've got this and you've got that, and no, okay, that is not going to happen. If I get any of it, you will be removed, okay, because that's not what this is about. Okay, this is about spirituality. This is just me explaining to you how I've got from where I was to where I am, and the reasons that I believe it's happened. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much for listening, and as I say, I will post the link to my cousin's YouTube channel below the video, because there's some very good stuff on there, very good content. An extremely good storyteller, and she'll have you laughing and crying and all in one sitting. So yeah, she's marvellous. And so I just want to say again, if you are listening, Tricia, thank you very, very much. I know I've sent you a message this morning and you very kindly got back to me, but thank you. You won't never know what you've done. And you know, we are where we are, aren't we? You know, we're in this life, and it's no point in beating ourselves up over it. You know, we think, oh yeah, but what I did, you know, when I was young, and you're like 70, 80, and you're worrying about things that you did 50, 60 years ago. It's the whole point on being here, okay? We make mistakes. That is how we learn. That is how we progress. And everything that you know, that you go through, you think, oh God, I wouldn't have chosen this. Because people say before we come in, we choose, which I believe we do. We choose our parents, we choose our life, and you know, certain issues that are going to occur, whatever. And it'd be like, no one would choose this, nobody. But it's only when you come out the other side of it and you realise what you've gained from it that you can accept that that is true. Okay, so never be afraid. Never be afraid of fucking things up. Okay, there is no death. You cannot die. Okay, you lay down the body and your spirit moves on and lives a life of spirit, just the same as we at the moment live a life of humanity. Okay, it is exactly the same. There is no different. Okay, so there is no big there's no big man with a white beard and a big stick waiting to beat you over the head when you get up there because you've done something wrong. Okay, that is the whole point of learning. What child goes to school and never does anything wrong and never gets anything wrong? They'd be a bloody genius. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, I know it's easier said than done. I know that more than anybody, but this is just, you know, we have to accept that things are not going to go right in this life. This life is not perfect. Okay, and neither are we, and we are not supposed to be. Okay, we're working towards perfection, maybe, but we're not perfect by a long shot. Well, I'm not anyway, and I know no one else is either. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I will leave it there because I don't want to ramble on too long. And please consider subscribing to the channel if you watch this video and you like what I have to say. And yeah, we will move forward with it. Okay, so I will let you know what happens as we go along. Thank you for being here, and take care. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.